Hey guys, Chicky DeMaine, aka DeBud.com, with a surf forecast video update. This surf forecast video update brought to you by Champion Cycling. 3 locations: Arlington, Jacksonville Beach, and Mandarin. If you want to ride like a champion, ride with Champion Cycling. Start you off over here at a look at the Southeast U.S. Guys, getting a little excited as we start to look at the forecast more and more. Tell you what's happening. As we advertised the other day, the cold front was going to move through, which, by the way, became a stationary front and has now transitioned back into a cold front. So that's the reason why we've had an increase in the overnight of the easterly flow set up off the mid-Atlantic as advertised on thebud.com about 3 to 4 days ago. It looks like there's a little increasing surf starting to build in here off the Georgia, Carolina coast. It's not much, but what we've got to get rid of is that west-northwest flow that Dorian created on its way out of here. Northeast Bahama buoy showing some west-northwest swell on it, so we know that the direction of the ocean is swinging that way at the moment. But the big news is we've turned around that flow off the mid-Atlantic states into a northeast flow. Yesterday, the buoys, the Frying Pan Shoal buoy, at one point had a gust northeast winds to 30 knots. And so this morning, those winds carried overnight because of the transition of back to a cold front, and Gray's Reef has got winds on it, east-southeast 15 to 20 knots. So good flow setting up there. Okay, now for the Gulf Coast fans, this is how your scenario is playing out for possible homegrown development in the southeast Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days. We've got a 1013 millibar low up here over North Florida. This is forecast to drift down in here to the southeast Gulf of Mexico at the same time that a surface trough over the Bahamas will drift off towards the west. There's weak low pressure over here off the east coast, but this is how it's looking like it's going to set up. If we can get something to develop over here, not only could we produce a little southwest swell that'll wrap around up in here towards the Panhandle and Pensacola, but the wraparound from anything that develops here will turn the stronger flow out of the east of Florida. This is forecast to drop down to here and move off towards the Louisiana coast. So again, the backflow on the backside as it draws should increase east winds up here north of or east of the Bahamas. Okay, so here's how this looks in the infrared. You can see that all of this is dropping off towards the southwest. It's being pushed down in here along with that 1013 millibar low that's up in here. Now, currently, wind shear is highly unfavorable for anything to develop tropical in nature. However, if upper level winds can change in here over the next 48 hours or so, that gives us a stronger possibility of something trying to develop in here, either in the southeast Gulf of Mexico or as it moves off towards the Louisiana coast. Okay, here's a final piece of the puzzle that could set us up now with a fun run of some surf conditions coming up in the forecast. We're watching this tropical wave that's moving through the islands. You guys know that we always watch the northern extension of those tropical waves to look for the wave energy associated with it. Seas forecast to build behind the northern extension 5 to 6 feet out of the east-southeast. We also have this trough of low pressure up in here towards the central Atlantic. It's forecast to produce some 7 to 8 foot seas behind it and some easterly swell. Swell models have been forecasting some 10-second swell periods to show up, but we've yet to see it posted on the buoys. We do have this upper level low feature that's now developed. Now, this is the same pattern that kind of set up and ripped Dorian apart. So the scenario is, guys, 3 things. We've got high pressure kicking off the mid-Atlantic. We know that there's a little bit of north-northeast swell in here. If we can get high pressure to kick around and get a little bit more easterly flow developed east of Florida, backed up behind this trough of low pressure with seas building 7 to 8 feet, all of this could come connect together as we get something to develop over here in the southeast Gulf of Mexico and move off towards the Louisiana coast. So keep an eye out, guys. I know all the other surf forecasts are showing flat, that, blah, 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 blah. But this stuff develops in real time. So thanks for tuning in to Debbo.com, and we'll be updating you here again with a look at the actual swell forecast momentarily. Stay tuned, guys.